Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. So there seems to be trouble in paradise. RUTO was forced to take action hours after Deputy President GACHAGUA reportedly stormed UDA headquarters and convened a crisis meeting. Reports from the Standard newspaper indicate that RUTO promptly called for a crisis meeting to deliberate on the emerging conflicts within the party ranks, especially in light of the impending grassroots elections scheduled for December. The impromptu visit by Deputy President GACHAGUA to the UDA headquarters raised eyebrows, hinting at underlying divisions within the party. So RUTO's quick response in convening a crisis meeting underscores the urgency with which he aims to tackle the issues at hand. So, ladies and gentlemen, from that statement, that I've just read to you, what do you make of the two leaders' actions? RUTO calling for a crisis meeting and also GACHAGUA storming UDA headquarters for another meeting to quell the growing tension. From the move, there are 4 points that I derive from that move. These 4 points could be the reason why UDA is experiencing what it's experiencing at this particular moment. First of all, before I highlight those points, I want to read to you a segment of the newspaper that has brought this debate. So President William Ruto has been forced to convene a crisis meeting to forestall emergence of factions in his United Democratic ahead of the planned grassroots elections. Camps have begun to form around President Ruto and his deputy GACHAGUA, with some leaders now pushing for the postponement of the exercise scheduled for December 9th. Pundits have derived a second narrative to this meeting. But first, I want to share with you points which I derive from these two meetings. One, there is the grassroots elections fear. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is the party leader of UDA. GACHAGUA is the deputy party leader. That is one thing that we all know. And we also know that in December 9th, there is going to be grassroots elections for the UDA. And already there are people who are calling for a postponement of that exercise because they believe that should that exercise be held, then there is going to be a deeper division within that party. So there are leaders who have coalesced around RUTO. There are those who have coalesced around GACHAGUA, meaning there is some kind of supremacy battle that is already brewing in the UDA family. Because GACHAGUA would like to have a team that he will use for 2032. That is in the event that they secure a second chance for a second term. GACHAGUA would like to have a team that he will command within the UDA. On the same note, for RUTO to continue being powerful, he needs to also have a team around him. So what are the chances that GACHAGUA will have a better team than RUTO? RUTO wants to have a strong following within UDA so that in 2032, if he secures the second chance in 2027, so in 2032, he can form part and parcel of those who are going to determine who's going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya for 2032 going forward. For that to happen, he needs to have a team coalescing around him. GACHAGUA knows very well that if he allows that, then he risks becoming a president because the other threat that he has is Mudavadi. So if Ruto managed to have a strong team and decided to support Mudavadi at the expense of Gachagua, then now things will not be rosy for Gachagua. So that is one of the aspects we see here. The second point, what that we believe could be the reason why there is this kind of deeper fallout, is the open difference regarding the shareholding narrative. This is something that we've talked about so many times here in this channel, when we talked about what William Ruto said when he had toured Bondo and what Gachagua said when he had toured Kericho County. So Gachagua was first person to bring about this issue of narrative of shareholding, that there are people who are not part of the shareholders, that how wangoje baadaye. There are people who are shareholders. So Raila Odinga has been coming out publicly to tell William Ruto to denounce the shareholding narrative of Gachagua if at all he doesn't support it. So this push, Raila has always had it on William Ruto for quite so many times, forcing William Ruto to denounce that narrative. And then at long last, William Ruto had to denounce what Gachagua has been saying, and went to even talking about primitivity, calling the people who peddle those rumors of shareholding Kenya being a corporate entity, that those are primitive people. And a move that saw Gachagua again echo his earlier narratives of saying that they are shareholders, and say that the Kikuyu people will increase their shares in the next government to 60%. So I suspect that narrative could be one of the reasons that Gachagua anaona kwamba hapa sasa kinaumana. The third most narrative is the succession politics. This bitter fallout could be attributed by succession politics. Of course, I talked about this when I started introducing the grassroots elections as being one of the reasons why there is that kind of a bitter fallout. So succession politics is playing out here. The fear of Mudavadi inheriting Ruto is one of the reasons why Gachagua is sensing some political malice in the whole thing of UDA, because Mudavadi has not decamped from ANC, but there are signs that Mudavadi could decamp from ANC and join UDA, because Malala already did that. So there are signs that Mudavadi could join UDA, but he has not openly indicated that. So Gachagua knows very well that that is likely to happen, and if that happens, is the people that will coalesce around Ruto will by default support Mudavadi. So Gachagua knows about that. So that is one of the reasons why we find that this open defiance, this bitter fallout is evident. And that's why you find that in the local dailies today, one of the newspapers portrayed a fallout in the UDA family. Another factor which you find could be relevant to this bitter fallout that is looming is the lack of manifesto delivery for the Mount Kenya. You see, let me take you back to that strip of Nyanza. When William Ruto started dishing out goodies to that region, there was also talk that Mount Kenya was starting to complain that, wow, hawajapewa new projects. That is the time now it emerged that in Mount Kenya, kumbe zile projects ambazo zinakuwa launch ni zile project ambao Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta alikuwa sha launch, alikuwa sha zi launch. So that's why you find that Mount Kenya waliamka kusema huyu amekuwa ki-relaunch projects za Uhuru, but haja launch new projects. You see, I don't know whether you understand this narrative, ladies and gentlemen. There is something here that you need to understand. That Gachagua realizes that wamekuwa wakiinjoliwa. So that's why Ruto realized also that this was going to affect him, that the promise he made to the Mount Kenya people might not be delivered, and as a result there is need to have plan B, and plan B was to woo the people from Nyanza to his basket by peddling a narrative that he had initially supported Raila, and because he supported Raila, the people there need to also support him, that Raila need to also reciprocate. They need to support him because he supported them. one of their own. So I think all these 4 points, ladies and gentlemen, could be one of the reasons why we are seeing whatever we are seeing within the UDA family. The UDA family right now, all is not well. We sense a bitter, sweet marriage arrangement here, ladies and gentlemen. Gachagua and RUTO, actually, in fact, what we are seeing is an exact replica of what we saw with Uhuru and RUTO. Do you remember the barring over that whenever RUTO went to Jubilee headquarters, you know what would happen? So that is what we are, it's like we are seeing that game here, you know, we are seeing it clearly here. But I know Gachagua is no pushover, and RUTO knows that he has someone who is no pushover. In fact, Gachagua is twice RUTO. That's what RUTO knows. And anajua kwamba huyu lazima nitadeal naye carefully. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you make of what is happening in UDA right now? Do you agree with what the newspapers are saying about the deep split within the UDA? Do you agree with that? Just tell us what you think about that regarding the headline in the comment section there. And also, to those people who are not subscribed, I want to kindly request you peacefully to go below the comment section there and just hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed before. But if you had subscribed before, I want to tell you here that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without you, this channel cannot grow. So until you catch up again, please stay safe and stay blessed.